What's up, guys? Welcome back to today's video. Today, we are going to be talking about our 15-minute buyer's basics call and why it's so important. This is basically what starts, for most of our clients, like your home buyer's journey. So we're going to get into it, what we talk about, why it's important, and how it plays into a part of your path to home ownership. So let's break it down, guys.
All right, cool.
Let's do it, man.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm pumped for this one.
This will be good. So,
Yeah.
Eddie, why do you think it's so important that we have this call? Like, why?
So one of the biggest reasons is that we want to get to know you and get to know what areas and the type of home you're looking for, right? That's gonna be one of my first questions. Tell me a little bit about yourself, your family, what you do for work, and then I want to know the type of home you're looking for, right? That's the exciting part, right? Tell me, hey, I want a 3-bedroom, a 2-bath. I only want a 1-story. I only want a 2-story. I need a decent sized yard because I have a dog, So we want that exciting part, and then ultimately that's gonna tell me, hey, this is what my client wants. I need to deliver on this. And then I already start thinking in my head, okay, this community is going to work. This is not going to work, So
Yeah.
it really does feed into what I need to start learning about you and where to take you.
Yeah, that's 100% the most important part is knowing what you want and knowing where you want to be as well. So knowing the areas you're open to, knowing that we're going to help you find something at your price point, right? What you want to pay monthly, like all of that stuff. Those are the first questions we're going to ask in that call because we really have to break down what you want, where you want it, and how much you want to pay for it.
Right. So Jeff, can you, or I guess this would be a question coming from you, but so break that down. Like, what does the questions look as far as how to find out what somebody would qualify on a monthly basis and what that translates into purchase price?
Yeah, so I always want to find out what you want to pay monthly because that's the most important question. The purchase price, I don't care about. I don't care about it.
Okay.
People can get approved for $800,000, but if you want a $4,000 payment, you're going to be at $500.
So yeah, Jeff, I want a $4,200 to $4,500 payment.
Yeah, I already have some areas that are going to work for you.
Okay.
I already kind of know what you want. You want a single family home? I'm going to be able to break it down. Maybe you want a condo if you're cool with the detached condo.
Let's say single family home.
Okay, single family home. How many bedrooms and baths?
I'm good with the 3-2.
3-2. Okay, and then you want to pay about $4,200, right?
42 to 45. I'd
42
be open
to
that.
45. So when we're talking like this, already in my head, I know there's going to be a community in Menifee that's going to be perfect for them. Cimarron Ridge. You can get a really beautiful house, backyard space, really nice area, and you're going to fall within that budget, that price range, just because of the incentives they're offering, right? Maybe a community in Paris might work for you. There's no HOA. Prices are still pretty similar. Maybe we could get you some additional incentives to make that work.
Okay.
But that's where our minds go. We lock right into that. We know what you want and where you want it. Now, if Eddie sits here and says, I want to be in North Fontana, you're probably looking at an attached condo. Maybe. That's a maybe, right? So I know already there's no options there. But Eddie, are you interested in going a little bit further east?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm open to it if that's going to kind of put me in that price point. So how much do I have to make?
So that's a great question because it's not just how much you make, but how much debt do you have?
Gotcha.
So that's the most important thing.
And that is, right? So Jeff,
Yeah.
kind of break that down where we're going to ask you guys, we're going to ask you, hey, how much do you make on a monthly basis, gross income before taxes?
Yeah.
So, break that down, Jeff. Why we ask that?
Whoever's going to be on the loan, we want to know how much you all make combined. If it's you and your wife, you and your husband, you, father, whatever. We need to know exactly how much you make because this is what the lender's going to need. The lender's going to need what you gross. Then the lender's going to subtract all of your debts from that. So whatever you owe, car payments, student loans, personal loans. I mean, what else is there? There's like credit card debt,
ones.
right? Those are like the main things we see. And then they're going to subtract that from your income. And then usually they're going to do some crazy conversions. It's a bunch of math stuff. But then they're going to break it down to what you can afford a month. So if you're making
give us an example.
Let's say you're making $100,000.
Okay.
And that breaks down to, dang, my math sucks. What, like $9,000?
Like
a
$9,000.
month?
Oh, yeah.
You're at about
Like 84.
Yeah, like right in that range. So you're going to be in that range. Let's say you have $1,000 in debt. right? So they're going to subtract that from your 84.
Let's say 9.
9. Okay. From your
For
9.
sake of conversation.
Yeah. So
let's
it's
say
like
9.
you're making $8,000 a month. And
Okay.
then the lender can break that number down even further. And again, we're not lenders. This is all just kind of like estimates, speculations on numbers, right? But they might say, hey, they can qualify for $3,500, $4,000 a month.
Okay. So
Now-
about 40, so like 47 to 50% is,
That's
Give
on
or
the high
take.
end.
Okay.
Right?
Well, FHA goes up to 57%.
It does.
So it
so
does.
sake
That's
of
on the high
conversation again, let's say 50. So from 45
Okay.
to
Yeah.
57, I
Yeah.
know that's a big gap.
Yeah.
So let's just say, let's call it 50.
50. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say 50% of your income can go to your home. So now you're at $4,000 a month. So you're comfortable at 45, but on paper you're at 4.
Okay.
Now we need to find you an option that's going to work for you. Or maybe right now you need to pay off a little bit of debt. Maybe you do need to pay off that car that's coming up. Maybe
makes a
student
difference.
loans need to be hit or credit cards need to be hit to free up some more money. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Of course.
There's a lot.
But this is once, in that 15-minute call, we
Yeah.
do this, right? Because it at least gives us a ballpark of where you're going to land, right? Obviously, when we take you out to the communities and, we're looking at that price range, that price point. Remember, we have people in escrow, so we kind of hear their payments. We talk to the sales rep. That's how we kind of know, right? So we'll take you there, and then you're going to get approved by their lender. Ultimately, they're going to be the ones to say, hey, yes, you're going to get approved or not, right?
Yeah. And somebody like that, I would send to a lender because the numbers are close.
Close.
Somebody like
Right.
that. Now, if you have no debt, you're making like 200. If you're in that range, I know like they're good. They're
You're
going to be
automatic.
good. They can
Okay.
probably do a higher payment. Our conversation's going to go a different route.
Okay.
And that's why these calls are so important though, because you just don't know where you are.
Yeah, one of the situations I run into a lot is a lot of people, they'll see a house we post, or they might even have gone to a community and they're like, oh, I love this community. It's $800,000. I want to buy it. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
when we get back to that payment question, what kind of payment do you want? Oh, $5,500. Okay, well, you're not going to be at that 800,000 range, or they don't even know income limits or loan amount limits
Yeah.
or down payment amounts. Like it's just they're going into this blind without the process, and they just see a house, they look at their income and like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
And it's, hey, let's break down the process. Let's actually get into what these numbers need to look like for that to work. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to waste your time. We don't want you to be looking at around communities that aren't going to
Yeah.
be the right fit for you. Even when Eddie was talking about like we get to know you, it's not because we want to be nosy, but if you have pets and you like to have a big backyard, certain communities aren't going to work.
They don't have big backyards.
Exactly. If you're like, I absolutely can't have an HOA, there's like 4 communities that are going to work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is why this call is important, because those musts that you want are different with new construction.
And here's the thing too, right? Some of you don't want to go look at all these communities. I've had plenty of clients say, this is what I'm looking for. Can you take me just to where I need to go to see these type of homes? Perfect. Yes. It's 3 communities and that's it. All right, cool. Let's go check them out. And usually we know the communities so well that we deliver every single time. And
Yeah.
at least I know I have, where it's like, okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. Cool. Let's put a deposit in. So we do this because you're going to tell us everything you're looking for. We know it. We're going to take you to those communities, and we're going to be realistic with you guys too.
That's everything. Eddie just said it. We're going to make the entire situation realistic for you, right? A lot of you are looking at these big, beautiful houses. You think you can get something with a $3,000 payment. You're dreaming. And we take you out of that dream and bring you back to reality. And it kind of sounds harsh, but that's exactly what needs to happen when you're looking for a home, because you're making the largest purchase probably in your life. And you don't want to do it thinking, oh, well, my grandma bought a $500,000 home 4 years ago and she's
Right.
paying 32, so my payment will be 30. No, it's a different time altogether.
Harsh or not, guys, you guys are all adults, right?
Yeah.
We have to be straightforward with you. You have to be straightforward with yourself too, right? And ultimately, you're just not going to get approved, or you are going to get approved.
And, yeah, and it makes it, there's no guessing. There's like Eddie's saying, it's nothing to be like embarrassed about or anything. Like
No.
$4,000 payment's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure you can do it before you start looking at houses that you can't even afford. Because then you fall in love with something. We see it all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
You fall in love with this big, beautiful home, but you can't afford it.
And then the thing too, that'll translate kind of to a purchase price, right? We'll break that down.
Yes.
So I've had people that can easily afford a $5,000 payment, but they want to be at a $4,000 payment because they don't want to be house poor, as everybody says, right? So I'm going to say, great. Well, we can't go to those communities over there because, you know, that price point is $550. Realistically, you need to be at $450 max. So we need to go to this area. And most people are going to be responsive to that and appreciate that and say, cool, well, why am I even going to go over there? Let's just go straight to that community that you say would work and let's lock in something there.
Yep.
All right. Guys, so again, these buyer basics calls are super important. Whether you're looking at new construction or whether you're looking at a resale home, we still need to break down that process with you. So if you guys want to get on one of those calls, if you want to schedule something and create your plan to buying a home in 2024, there's going to be a link down below in the description, a Calendly link. You can book a call with us there. It's 15 minutes. You're going to get some basic info like we talked about and create a plan for you and your family. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later, guys.